Hi and welcome back to my channel. So today I wanted to talk to you about the power of visualization, which is one of my very favourite things. So I'll take you back to when I first sort of heard about visualization and got into it, which was probably when I was about sort of maybe early to mid-teens, maybe about 14 or something. My mum took me and my sister along to this kind of health and wellbeing day at our local leisure centre, and Uri Geller was there. So if anybody is unsure as to who Uri Geller is, I'll put a link to him down below. But he's basically a man who does things like says he can bend spoons, which sounds strange, but Google it, look it up, and you'll see videos of him actually holding a spoon and bending it with his mind. So it's all about the power of the mind and how our mind is a very, very powerful thing and can allow us to achieve anything we want to in life, including bending spoons apparently, although I've tried and I can't do that. But anyway, when he was talking, I really kind of felt interested in what he was saying, but also felt kind of like, wow, I feel like I know this stuff already but hadn't been taught it, but just kind of intuitively thought, yeah, of course, our mind is something powerful. We use our mind to come up with kind of imaginary events, like say for instance, this is probably very true for me at this age in my life at about 14. Say you fancy somebody and you're imagining getting together with them asking you out on a date, all of that. You can see the pictures in your head and you can actually imagine it happening. So that's just one example of how our minds can sort of take us into places where we want to be or imagine scenarios that we want to happen. Also on the flip side, we sometimes, if we're very stressed out or things aren't going well, imagine bad stuff happening, which is normal as well. And you can literally see the pictures in your head. You can see things playing out. So anyway, so Uri Geller was talking about this, and he spoke about something, a really good technique of imagining your life, how you want it to play out on a TV screen. So that could be where you see yourself in 5 years, where you see yourself in 10 years, where you see yourself the next day when you're stepping into a really scary business meeting or interview for a job. And what he said really, really sort of rung true for me. At that point in time, I was quite, that awkward stage, the awkward years where you're feeling quite insecure. I was really quiet a lot of the time. Well, not with my friends and things, but, at school, sometimes I'd be quite quiet and feeling just that age where you're feeling a bit like everybody's better than you and that kind of thing, and you'd worry about situations. Well, I would. So it made me feel like, wow, I've got a tool that I can use that can make me feel better going into certain situations. So that learning just that really small trick of imagining how you want, visualizing how you want things to play out on a TV screen was like the ultimate light bulb moment, because honestly since then I've used it so much. I went away to boarding school for sixth form, so when I was 16, from 16 to 18, and a lot of the time there I wasn't very happy. I missed my family, I missed my boyfriend, so I found it really hard kind of making friends there and not feeling really isolated and that kind of thing. And I would go to bed at night and think about what was happening the next day, what lessons I had, what kind of extracurricular stuff I was doing, all of that. And I would literally visualise myself going through the day and talking to people that I might not normally talk to, being more confident and that kind of thing. And it really helped me, because it helped me kind of imagine myself in a situation which I might have actually gone into it feeling really nervous or worried, but actually if I'm imagining myself being there and being confident and being kind of sort of able to talk to people and that kind of thing, it just made it happen. It meant that when I'm in those situations, I've already sort of envisaged how it's going to play out. So yes, so that was a great introduction to visualization, and I've blogged about it. Again, I'll link that below. And it helps me in so many scenarios. I've even, yesterday as an example, I was giving a talk somewhere and I felt a bit apprehensive about it. It was to a group of people that I would normally talk to about sort of business work related things. This is in my day job. But actually I went in and I spoke about my life coaching, which I do as a sideline. And I spoke about my blogging and all things like that, which are really personal to me. And a lot of these people didn't really know that I do this outside of my day job, and I was quite scared about it, and I was thinking, oh, I just feel really nervous going into this room and feel quite vulnerable and all of that. And beforehand I just visualised myself going in there, being confident, speaking calmly, being collected. And that's what happened. As soon as I got up there and as soon as I started speaking, I sort of came into my own and felt absolutely fine. So it's a really good technique for situations like that. As I've said, job interviews, I've used that many times. Tricky situations where you've got to have difficult conversations with somebody. Again, I'll imagine that playing out before I go into that scenario. What's funny about it is that it sounds so simple, and it is. It's a really, really simple set technique, and I think often with things, it's the simple stuff that really works and is really effective. So another example is just day-to-day stuff. It doesn't have to be the scary stuff. It can just be the keeping you on the straight and narrow and keeping you focused on what it is that you want to achieve that day. Example being today. Woke up, didn't have a great sleep last night, felt quite tired, could have easily stayed in bed a lot longer than I did. But I thought, no, I've got my to-do list, there's stuff I want to achieve today, need to make sure it happens. I'd wanted to go out for a run first thing. I'd wanted to make sure that I record this video today. I had various other kind of like admin-y tasks to do, household chores, the list of stuff that is often on all of our lists. So I sat down after I meditated in the morning, which I do every morning. I sat there for just 5 minutes and I literally visualized how I wanted today's pan out. And it's not just imagining yourself on that TV screen doing the things that you want to do that day, it's imagining and visualizing how you want to feel. And that's probably a really key thing. I was visualizing myself feeling like an absolute superwoman, getting everything done, ticking it off the list, feeling accomplished, feeling happy, feeling like I could go in, because today is a Thursday that I'm filming this, feeling like I could go into the weekend, feeling like I'd done all of the things that I'd set out to do this week. And yeah, when you're visualizing how you're going to feel, it's very hard to not actually feel those things. So I was already feeling pumped up and excited about having achieved all of these things because I had on my TV screen, and I hadn't even started the list yet, but it kind of sprung me into action. So that's sort of dragging myself out of bed, feeling like, oh, I could easily go back to bed for another half an hour. Just changing that mindset and visualizing how the day was going to pan out really, really helped. I'm only halfway through the day, mind you, and I might not achieve all the other things on my list, but I genuinely feel that because I've consciously sat down and visualized how I want the day to pan out, it's going to be a good day. And it's so often true that when we do visualize how things are going to pan out in a positive way, that happens. And just the same on the flip side, if we're thinking, oh God, that meeting is going to be a disaster, my first date with that person is going to be awful, they're going to think this, that and the other, and they won't like me. Often that becomes true because we've put so much energy into imagining how that's going to happen. So in a nutshell, that's visualization. I'll put some links down below to various articles and things that might be helpful, and other YouTube videos, because there's loads online about visualization and how you can use it. And this is just kind of a little introduction into how I use it and how it really, really helps me in my life. So I hope you enjoyed. I hope that was helpful. If you try out any of these, this main technique of visualizing how you want things to pan out on a TV screen, thank you to Uri Geller for that. Honestly, life-changing. Just that little nugget of information when I was 14 years old, or however old I was, has taken me through and really helped me, and I've used it since then. I'm now 31, so that's quite a long time. So try it, give it a go. If you find it really, really helpful, let me know. If you find it a struggle, which for some people it might be, if you don't have that kind of that sort of imagination, it might not be something that comes naturally, but is something that can be developed. Like anything, if you sort of give it some attention and some time, and especially when you start to see good results from it, it becomes easier. So let me know how you get on. Let me know if you've enjoyed this video. Give it a thumbs up if you have, and I will see you soon. Thanks, bye.